Hi, I'm Coleen and welcome to my channel. Fun, fast, easy gift. I have a cousin. Every time there's a new baby born, she asks if I make one for her, and of course I do. She is so supportive. I've got a baby towel for another one of my cousins. One of her cousins also. It's a big family. I'm always very happy when I remember my own kids' names. The cousin who requests them, she had a baby. She gives them to them when they're born. That way they grow pretty quick. They can start using them. Great way for them to learn their name. Now, first thing I want to do is get the hooded towel. We want to find the center of the long edge of it. I'm being a little fiddly. It doesn't take this long, which is this fold right here that I'm doing to find that edge to see. On the right. And then I'm going to fold it this way. Pen, clip, it doesn't matter. Chalk. This is white, so I really don't want to use chalk on it. I think it's safe to say you will never see me purposely pick white for anything I do. Because I am a chicken. I am a straight up chicken. Right here is my center. I only need one. Okay. So that is my center. And I have my template that I cut out of a kitchen cutting mat at the Dollar Tree. I cut it the size that I want. I really should mark the center of this, but evidently I've bent it before. You can barely see it in the camera. I've bent it before. Anyway, got my template, which I use my template to roughly cut out a, I believe it's 809 Pellon stitch and tear. See that? Tear. This is stitch and cut. That kind of hurt. I grabbed the wrong one first. And when I realized my mistake, I was glad I knew it before I started this. I need to put this underneath. I'm just going to fold this in half to kind of center it too. And I'm going to move it up about a half an inch. This doesn't have to be exact. I've made several of these. It still helps to watch the video. Wow. This could be very bad if I poke myself too hard. Okay, so I've got that underneath. I'm just going to lay this here so I can kind of eyeball where this goes. I have 2, 3. I have 3. I'm pretty sure I only needed 2. Got 3 on here. I'm using 3. I'm going to fold it in half. I used my template to cut this out, so it's the same length as my template. I'm going to go up here a little bit. And I'm going to save this. I just printed this off with my printer. Opened a notepad. Picked out a font that I liked. Printed it out so it would fit my 2-inch by, isn't this 2 inches? 2.5? 2.5 inch template. And I'm always undecided. Do I want the name to center? I think I do want the name to center, so we might move this down a little bit. That's what we'll do. This isn't exact. Okay, now I'm going to give the name to center. I'm going to do a better job on this side of where it sits, because I want it as even as I can get it. See, I've got a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. I was very close. I'm going to go on the other side after I get this on. It took me a little bit to get the distance between the letters figured out that I wanted. I'm going to take off that piece I put on the back and move it down. I'm feeling just to make sure that I am on top of it. The piece on the back doesn't have to be perfect. It does have to be where your letters are, or it's no good. I hope you can't hear the lawnmower outside. Okay, here's that, and we will have enough room for this, or I will cut some more. I can trim off I can overlap it here. Now there's enough room. Good deal. Okay. So let's take out that center one before we run over it. This is how I do it. I've seen lots of videos on how to do it with a machine that does all the embroidery for you. I don't have one of those. I have a cousin who's okay with that. I think she loves that I enjoy doing this, and she really enjoys giving them to people. And so do I. Told my aunt, I said, I think gifting is kind of my love language. I like gifting things. And she says, I know. They come to Missouri, I sent them home with all kinds of stuff that didn't sell at the thingamadig dilly for me. And then I sent her more with grandma's blocks. I sent her some more stuff, and I was like, it's yours. You're not going to answer to me for what you do with it. Give it to who you want, put it in a donation box. It's okay. That's what I was going to do with them. I've never used variegated thread. I think this will be very pretty in the flower. In the back, I have bro thread and I have violet. Brother XR9550 for 0.3. Embroidery needle 9014. I just always buy 9014s. So far, so good. It's a good idea to always check your stitches and your tension before you start. Okay, now that all my layers are on, I'm going to start with the T.
See the band-aid I have on now? Guess what bit me?
At the moment, I think it's easiest to get to. I'm going to try to line up this with this little notch right here. Right now it's over here. I want it more in the center. More in the center. And then I'm going to go back and forth. I'll walk this way and then go back and forth to the center. Walk that way and then go back and forth to the center. By walking, I mean I'm going to use a straight stitch. That clicking is a little bopping. Okay, now I'm at that T section. I'm going to move this over to where my T line is centered on that same thing. I'm going to change my stitch to a 1. Doesn't matter any other setting. A 1 on this is just a straight stitch in the middle. That's what I want. I'm going to do a straight stitch in the middle to the end of that T. About one more. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it back. And now I still got this where I want it to be, and this as centered as I can on that black line I've got. I'm going to lift my foot, put it back on 4, and on this one I'm using a 0.3 length by a 5.0 width. It seems to work good for me. Just checking where my thread was, and I'm going to go to the center. Once again, whoops, this has an automatic down, so bring my needle up, go back to my 1, which is my straight stitch in the center. I'm going to put it down, then turn my work, not that way. I mean, I'm not going to turn my work, I'm going to edit this out. So anyway, I'm going to put the foot down, walk to the end of my T, that black spot, one stitch past. It'll be okay. I should leave it there. Now I'm going to turn while my needle is in there. Put it down, and it's still got me lined up where I want to go. I'm going to lift my needle, go up to a 4, down to a 0.3, by a 5.0. And trying to go to the center. That's close enough for me. Back to the center. I am going to lift that up and recenter it. That way I don't escape. Make sure I'm touching the bottom of my T that I just made. Yep, looks like it. Back to the... Okay, that's not very centered. Yeah, it's just a smidge off. There we go. And I'm going to back stitch. I know really all I have to do is clip my threads, move on. I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like it's secure. I'm going to leave a long tail so I can tuck it in the back. I will put all these underneath when I'm done. Let's see. I think I can either start here and go all the way around or start here and come all the way up. Which way is easier to turn? I think I'm going to start here and go this way because I think that's easier for me to turn. Got my threads. Center of that E. I'm going to hang on to these. My bottom's low, it's going to make noise. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just what it does. There's probably ways to stop it. It doesn't bother me. Just a little right there. I'm trying to keep that line on my E. I ran out of bobbin. I should have started with nail bobbin. And I'm making sure that it doesn't build up right there on me and prevent it from going through. I've had that happen. pipe left. But I'm going to move my paper over so I can get that E to come straight across. That little line right there. And when it goes down, I want it right next to the stitches that I stopped on. My goal is to stop at the stitch line that went around here. I should not put my finger under there like that. I'm putting the bulk of my towel in the back just because it seems easier to me. I suppose whatever you think is comfortable for you, you should do. If you'd rather have it turned towards you and go that way, that's fine too. Okay, lining my black up in the middle, making sure that I'm at the top of that L. Okay, quick back stitch. One, maybe two. Maybe more. Okay, I call that good. I'm going to back stitch here too. These are going to get a lot of washing, a lot of love. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll start pulling my threads through the other side, tying them off. Don't feel like it right now. Okay, now the O. It's easier for me to turn this way, so I'm going to start my O. Over here. Again, move most of the fabric away from me. Circles are tricky. Stop on the outside as you're going to the outside. If you're going to the inside, you stop on the inside. What I mean that is leave your needle down as you move your fabric a little bit to readjust if you need to. If I need to often. Okay. Whoop. I just lost the bobbin race. Let's try that again. It's having a good run too. Get rid of my letter. I'm going to go back over those just a little bit, but I don't want to bind up my foot, bind up my, make it grab on those stitches being too high up. I'm starting a little bit over where I stopped, doing a back stitch. I've got this stopped on the medium speed on this, so it's not going to go too fast for me. I'm not pushing or pulling it. I'm letting the feed dogs grab it and go. And you reel just a little bit. On the outside, so let me stop on the outside. I'm not worried in the least bit about also over here. Smash it, crown it, whatever you gotta do. Whoops. Oh, I don't like eyes. Let's see. I'm going to center my eye right there. I'm just going to do kind of a straight line. I'm going to turn it, do a straight line some more. Catty corner though. That's good. If it's not, I will go back and touch it up. Just a clump. A heart would be cute there. Anything would be cute there a bit. I'll pull that out so I can cut it off later. Yeah, it looks like a mess, but it's easy to take care of. And again, I'm just showing you how I do it. Now my V, I get a game plan before I start the layer. I'm just going to come down and then go up. It makes it easier. Stop on the outside. I'm going to lift my needle and realign at the bottom of the V, kind of straight, I hope. A little bit more and then we're going to go back. And in a little over 30 minutes, with a whole lot of talking, we've got that done. These are self-threading needles. Just about the only ones I will use. A little U there, you poke it in. Oops. That one may go. I folded the towel in half lengthwise now that the embroidery is done. And I want to find the center of it. I put a couple clips at the bottom. I'm marking the center. This is 16 across, so I'm marking it at 8 inches with a friction pin. At the top, approximately in the middle, and then at the bottom edge. Eventually at the bottom edge. Now I will take the ruler and connect the dots that I just made. And for some reason, for the life of me, this did not look straight. I kept checking it, remeasuring it. It was where it was supposed to be. I don't know why. It didn't look straight to me. Just have to trust the ruler. Two things about this mark. One, it's supposed to come off with heat. In extreme cold, they say it can come back. But two, it's going to be inside the hood. So even if it came back, no one would see it. It's kind of afraid to use much of anything else. This is going to be cut off. I'm not going to bother back stitching. I'm going to trim off the couple little threads at the very top right there because I back stitched. I don't need to knot them or anything. Give those a quick clip. Or, you know, very slow, precise, accurate clip. You do you, I'll do me. Now we're gonna turn it inside out. Just take the embroidery side and flip it over the non-embroidery side. And making sure that those are lined up pretty good right there. Because we're going to sew this edge that I'm fiddling with. We're going to sew that down. First, I'll put some clips in it. So I have done this crooked before. It doesn't seem like that hard of a thing to do. Evidently, I needed more clips. I know I'm going to cut 3 inches off, so I'm not going to worry about back stitching or if I'm going all the way to the bottom. I'm just going to start up here. That's well within my 3-inch cut. I'm actually using my seam tape when I'm doing this one. I can't see that seam very well, the finished seam right here. So. Now I got orange thread on it.
I don't like the blackout suit. I'm gonna stop before I get here. I'm not even gonna mess with that. Let's see, do I want another line of stitching? No, I'm happy with this one. Not going back too far. I think that's okay. My other one, for some reason, I was further away. If you're not a fan of a terry cloth crumb mess all over the place, you might want to keep it vacuum handy when you do these. I do. I am lining up the edges of my ruler that's 16 inches with the sides of the towel, and I've got the 8-inch on the line in the center of the towel where we had sewn it, so I know that's good. And this ruler is 3 inches across, or 16 inch across. Okay, you know what I mean, 16 by 3. So I'm just using the ruler width to cut off 3 inches. No rhyme or reason really. That's what the ruler is, so I probably should have used my 60 millimeter or put more pressure on it, one or the other. Yeah.
This was the only one in a purple or close to violet I could find at Walmart. So that's what I got. And I've gotten these before. They work great. So I'm going to open up the towel, find the tag. I want the tag facing down towards the table. So wrong side down, right side up. And in this case, my tag is going to be to the upper left. And I need to find the center of the side closest to me, that long side right there. Just gonna fold it in half. It's a very complicated system. Fold it in half, stick a pin where the half point was, and get it in the camera all at the same time.
The wrong side of the towel is still down. I haven't moved it out of the position I had it in. So wrong side down, right side up. And I'm going to line up that center mark on my towel with the center line where we've sewn them together. And I'm going to push these back. I think I decided 3/4 of an inch was a good distance. Center, get it about 3/4 of an inch from the edge, the finished edge of the purple towel. And I need to be sure to keep both edges of the white towel together when I'm doing this. I did have it slip once and had to unpick some stitches, reline it up better, and do it again. I'm using my magnetic seam gauge to line up the purple towel, which has the finished edge on it, and I'm just going to line up the white raw edge of the white towel, hopefully with the 1/4 inch. Sometimes I just use the side of my presser foot. I'm not using my 1/4 inch foot right now, I'm using my universal foot, so I'll just use the side of my presser foot for the white towel. I'm doing the best I can to try to keep that 3/4 inch from the edge of the white towel to the edge of the purple towel, like I measured. This is probably the most fiddly part of the entire thing. It's actually more fiddly to me than the embroidery was. I did backstitch when I started on the white and when I stopped, then I just cut my threads. Now we're going to lay it out with the hood on your right and the large towel on your left, and we're going to pull that lip that we left of purple or whatever color you're using up over the raw edge of the white towel. Get as close as we can, probably a top stitch is the best way to describe it, across the finished edge of the purple towel. I'll start on the side where I'm putting a pin just so I can see clearly where that towel is. I'm feeling it with my fingers and then marking it with a pen because I'm going to take a few stitches forward and backwards there to make sure the white towel is completely encased. So I'm going to basically sew 3 sides. That side where my fingers are, and then I'll come down the finished edge, and then I'll do the other side. You should be able to see it pretty clearly. Backstitch here also, because that will probably get more tug. Maybe, I don't know, just like to do it. Left, pull left, right, pull right. And make sure this is up and over and kind of flat. This goes really fast. There's no need to get in a hurry.
I'm saying that as much for myself as I am you. That's where I want to turn and catch the side out. Getting as close to that side as I can. I can feel it over here. Just straight. That's not going nowhere. I will tie these and bury them because it makes me feel like it's better when I do that. Most people would just clip them and go. And that's fine, you do you. Okay, so isn't that adorable? I am so thankful my cousin asked me to make these for her and I had to figure it out. And this one has the stripe. 2 towels, roughly 2 hours to make, maybe 2.5 hours. But I did the embroidery yesterday and I finished the rest on the both towels that I did today. I'm really hoping that stands out after I take the stuff off. I usually soak it before I put it in the, is that crooked? Before I put it in the wash, I soak this off. It doesn't matter. I won't wash this towel with the other towel. I'm going to wash them separately and throw in a couple color catchers because I'm very worried about the colors. There we go. More the better.
Thank you for checking out my channel and enjoying me making this hooded towel. It's simple, it's fast, it's a great gift. Have a good week, a good weekend. Be the light you hope to see in others. Take care.